Yep. So we're going to just do a little bit of an introduction on who I am and who she is in case nobody knows who we are. But my name is Brittany. I'm from BrittanyKingLiveWorkouts.com. I am a registered paramedic. I am a mom of 2. I teach online fitness classes. I teach and record online fitness classes that have to do with strength and nutrition so that I can help you reach your goals. It's one of my passions. I teach online, but I also teach in person. And let's see, I came about doing this because the pandemic came and I love fitness. And I just started working out and more people started following me, and I just dove into being an entrepreneur. So that's a little bit about me. I have like an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old and a husband. So it's a little bit about me. And then this is my cousin, Kaylee. Kaylee, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, hello. Sorry if there's a delay, by the way. There's probably like a 2-second delay between Brittany and I. But anyway, my name is Kaylee. Brittany and I are second cousins, I guess. I always get confused at what the title is. But I am a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer. And I've been doing some fun nutrition trainings over in my Facebook group, Curve Fed Academy, that's linked in this event. And we finally decided to collab and bring fitness and nutrition teaching together. So that's what we're here to bring for you today. Like we said in our event description, we're going to be talking about holiday health hacks, what the nutrition should be, how to deal with common problems, and we'll have a Q&A session. But first, we are going to start off with a workout by Brittany.
Yes, we're going to do a strength-based workout. I'm all about strength. It's a little cardio, but I'm all about strength. Okay, so I'm going to start my timer, and we're going to get the party started. Who's ready for me? Ew. All right. Yes, yes. Okay, so here we go. If you're ready for this full body workout, give me a thumbs up, because that's what we do. Okay? Kayla, give me a thumbs up. Come on. Yes! Awesome. Okay, so start with your feet shoulder width apart. Knees are slightly bent. We're going to hip hinge it back, so booty to the wall, and bring it up and squeeze. So back and forth, looking down. Here we go. Here we go. Give it to me one more time and drop it on down to your toes. Okay, so feet shoulder width apart. Walk your hands to the left, bump those hips to the right, and bring that head all the way down. And if you have a watch, because I like to do this, you can start your watch if you want to. Okay, walk those hands to the right, bump those hips to the left. Really make sure that head is nice and relaxed, though, so you can get that upper spine. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take that right toe, flip it over, so point it to the right, and you're just going to drop it on down to a high lunge. Now, if this is too much for you, you can always bring that knee down, okay? And then take that right arm up to the sky, right there. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. So left leg forward, left arm to the sky. Remember, you can always drop that right one down. Here we go, here we go. All right, give me a nice tabletop position. Curl that tailbone under, tuck that chin under. So we're going to do that upper back and that lower back right here. And then head to the sky, tail to the sky. Make sure you're separating those pelvic bones back there. Yep, nice little pelvic bones. And bring it back in, or your side bones actually. And head to the sky, tail to the sky. And then I'm going to have you give me a thumbs up and push them just out forward and sit those hips back. So you're going to get those lats right here. So push it on back. Oh yeah, feeling good. And then bring it on up. And then what I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to have you sit down in a 90-90. So here we are. I have a 90 in the front and I have a 90 in the back. And we're going to take that head, neck, torso to the left. And we're just going to go nice flat back down. Okay, and as you do this flat back, really actively try to pull that knee up as you're doing that. And you should feel this in your glutes or your booty bone. Take that right arm, bring it to the left side. Yes, yes. All right, nice flat back.
I'm going to exit out my camera so they can see it even bigger.
Oh, okay. So head, neck, torso to this right side. Bring it on down, nice flat back. Take that left arm to the right side. Awesome. I actually have my left and right.
Yes.
Okay, bring it nice flat back on the way up. We're gonna go back to that tabletop position. You're gonna curl those toes under, send those hips up and back for a nice little down dog right here. And then I'm gonna have you guys walk it out. So bring that left heel down, right heel up, right heel down, left heel up. So it's like we're walking a dog right here. Walk it out. Yep. Awesome. Okay, now put both heels down, push away. Oh yeah. Walk it on in. Hang out there for just a second. Kind of shake your head yes and no, because that just feels really good. And roll it on up right there. Give me a nice shoulder roll. And then I'm going to have you guys put your hands out in front, and we're going to open up to the right and to the left. Give it to me right and the left. Arm back. Wind it up. And then to the front. Left side, back. Yes, and to the front. Okay, any last little thing that you guys want to do to warm up, go ahead and do it right now. I'm going to show you your very first move, okay? We're going to do, grab some medium, I would say, dumbbells, okay? If you don't have dumbbells, soup cans, peanut butter jars, just yourself, okay? We're going to take those dumbbells straight out in front, so right here, shoulder height, and I'm going to alternate one dumbbell press and then the other dumbbell press for an Arnold press, okay? So wait for the ding. We're going to alternate single arm Arnold presses, okay? So here we are, up, single arm right there. So my palms are towards me, and then they're going to face away from me. My arms are going to go straight next to my ear, right here, okay? Shoulders are down away from our ears, but also we're stopping at shoulder height, okay? There's a lot of times we want to bring our shoulders up, close our ears. That causes a lot of stress on those traps. Here we go, here we go. Make sure it's nice and slow and controlled, all the way down, all the way up. Now, while you're here, actively suck in that core, okay? So what do I mean by that? So when we activate our core, you can either A, suck your belly button in, or B, act like somebody's gonna punch you. And that's how you activate your core, okay? So here we go. Awesome. Now what I'm going to have you guys do is take a medium weight to a light weight. All right. We're going to do 2 regular squats. So feet are going to be shoulder width apart. Knees are going to drive over our toes. So as we squat down, we're sitting back, kind of like you're just going to like sit on the potty. I know, right? Seems to work for my 8-year-old. So we're going to squat twice. 1, 2, and then we're going to jack it twice. 1, 2. Now on your fitness journey, here you are. 1, 2. Okay, so give it to me. 2 squats. 1, 2, 2 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 2 squats. 1, 2, and then jacks. Okay, now remember, as you're doing this, look down at your knees, make sure they're driving over your toes. All right, as you're pushing that dumbbell up, it's going straight overhead. Okay, make sure you're breathing. And you're going down to about a 90 degree. Now, if 90 degrees is not in your fitness journey, you are up here, or if you want to take the modification, you can sit down on a chair, stand it up. All right? Next, grab some medium weights, grab a wall, put your booty bum on the wall. Feet are slightly out in front of us. We're going to sit it on down. Knees are driving over my toes. Okay, curl my tailbone under so I'm flat against the wall. And I'm just gonna hold my dumbbells here. Okay, so I'm actively activating my biceps. So my quads are engaged. Yes, they are. Holy bananas, they are. And also my biceps are engaged right here. Okay, so my shoulders are down. Now on your fitness journey, no worries. You need it a little easier, slide up, okay? Or what you could do is you could sit on a chair and actively act like you're gonna stand up. Both of them will do the same thing, okay? You can always take one of those dumbbells, and you don't have to use dumbbells. But we're here for strength training, right, guys? We're totally here for strength training. Why is strength training important? The older we get, the more muscle mass we lose. Yes, we do. So strength training is so important. Yes, it is, especially for women, okay? Hey, here we go. Come on down. We're gonna do some push-ups. I know, gotta do push-ups. Here we go. Hands right underneath our shoulders. Knees under our hips. Make sure that tailbone's curled under so you're not up here, but you're here. We're going to do 2 push-ups, driving our arms out 45 degrees, so my elbows 45. 1, 2, and then I'm going to be in a plank and give myself 2 shoulder taps. 1, 2. So from front, 2, 1, 2, 2 shoulder taps. 1, 2. Okay. So any of this you can take out. All right. If push-ups are not in your fitness journey, hold it here in this plank. But while you're there, suck that belly button in to actively activate that core. Okay. So a little bit more about strength training. Why else is strength training super important? Well, the older we get also, the more we lose our bone density, right? Yep, love that. Strength training will help us decrease the rate that we lose that bone density. So strength training is so important the older we get. All right, hey, back to the top. So we have these 4 moves. We're gonna go back to the top. So grab those dumbbells. We're gonna do our single arm Arnold. Right arm first, whoop, whoop. Left arm second, whoop, whoop. So grab them. Remember, we are right here, shoulder height. Up, bring it down. Up, bring it down. Now make sure you're not down here because now you're actually not activating those shoulder muscles. It's actually easier. So you need a break, drop them down. If not, keep it up. Right here, right here. Make sure you're breathing. Breathing's very important. We all know breathing's very important. Here we go, here we go. Right next to our ears. Bring it down nice and slow. You're rotating those palms. So face it out and bring it in. Face it up and bring it in. Right here, right here. Yes, you can. Awesome. 2 squats, 2 jacks. So pick your poison on your weight. Remember, 2 squats, 1, 2, 2 jacks, 1, 2. Or modifications, give me 2 squats and 2 step jacks, 1, 2. Okay, so while you're doing your squats, make sure knees driving over your toes. Yes, they are. We don't want our knees to knock in. We want them out. So if it helps you to tell yourself to drive your knees out, then tell yourself to drive your knees out. All right? Chest is up, shoulders are down. Right here, right here. Yes, you can. So also, as we're pushing these weights up overhead, it's right next to our ears, right overhead. Squeeze that booty bone when you get to the top, because we need to activate those booty bones. Yes, we do. All right, grab your weights. We're gonna go for that wall sit. Remember, put your booty bone against the wall. Sit it on down. Take those hands, put them right against the wall. And now I'm activating my biceps and my quads. I love to do double muscles. Okay, so what does that mean? Upper body, lower body, biceps, quads. Because now I have 2 parts of my body burning, first off. Second off, I am increasing my heart rate so much. Do you guys feel your heart rate increasing by using 2 separate muscle groups? Absolutely. Okay, so it's more bang for your buck right here. Oh yeah, I'm all about more bang for your buck. We don't have tons of time, so I like to make them count. Yes. Here we go. Drop it down. We need a push-up position. So hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Curl those toes under. Drive those elbows out 45 degrees. We're going up and down and 2 shoulder taps. 1, 2. Give it 2 shoulder taps. 1, 2. Okay, now remember your modifications. You could just be up here in a plank. Okay, you don't have to do those push-ups. Now, when you're doing those shoulder taps, really be mindful in the fact of not rotating your body from one side to the other. Because when you rotate it, you're not using your core. But if you actively stabilize yourself, and now you touch each shoulder, you're using that core. Here we go, here we go. Make sure you're breathing. Elbows are driving out. Yes, they are. Nice work. Hey, we're going back to the top for one last round, and then we're moving on. Yes, we are. So grab your weights. If you can amp it up, amp it up. I'm all about amping it up. okay? If you have some more energy left in you, amp it up, grab some heavier weights, okay? If you don't have heavy weights, no worries. Slow, slow, slow on the way down. Push it up, slow, slow, slow on the way down, okay? Because the more time under tension that we can have, the harder it is. And now we can take our weights that are not very heavy and make them heavier. So if you increase the amount of time, now all of a sudden your muscles are breaking down. Yay! Okay, 2 squats, 2 jacks. Grab your weight. So 2 squats down, 1, 2, 2 jacks up. 1, 2, here we go. Squat it and jack it and bump it and twist it. Anybody? No, no. Okay, here we go. Squeeze your booty bone straight up and down. Yes, you can. Give it to me a little bit more. As you notice, these intervals are dropping. We start with long intervals and then we're dropping down. Okay, grab your weights. Grab a wall. Put your booty on it. Bring it on down. Knees are driving over your toes. Arms are up. Okay, so biceps are activated. Tell your brain to tell your biceps to squeeze, okay? There's a lot of times we could just be doing these moves, right? We could totally just be doing these moves. But if we actively tell ourselves what to squeeze, what we should be squeezing, we can do and accomplish so much more, okay? It makes it more intense when I say, hey, body, squeeze your biceps. Here we go. Bring it down to a push-up. Hands under your shoulders. Knees under your hips. Make sure that tailbone's curled under though, not up, under. Bring it down, give me 2, 1, 2, 2 shoulder taps, 1, 2, again, 2. Here we go. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale as you push up. If you exhale, oh by golly, it'll help you up. Here we go. A little bit longer and then you get a nice good break. Nice work. Okay, here's your break. We're going on to our second circuit. So grab some water. Water is really good for you. And I'm going to show you your moves. Yes, I am. This is your break. You got about a 30-second break, okay? So first move is alternating lunges with a bicep curl and an upright row. I know that just sounds crazy, but here we go of what it is. You're going to lunge back with a bicep curl, bring it forward, rotate those hands with an upright row. So from the front, grab your weights because we're going to start. From the front, right leg back, bicep curl, bring it up to an upright row. Left lunge back, up, upright row. Here we go. Back, up, upright row. Now, as you're doing these lunges, really be mindful of where your feet are being placed, okay? So my hips are straight in front of me. I have my legs in a railroad, so meaning that each of my legs are stepping back like I'm on railroad tracks, all right? Not on a tightrope. That way my knees aren't knocking together, and that way my hips are still in a line. Here we go, here we go. So we're gonna feel this in our legs, yes, our biceps, hello, and our shoulders. See, more bang for your buck. Okay, here's the little cardio portion of it. All right, we're gonna do a punch, punch with a hook and a hook. All right, modification. Just a step punch, punch, hook, hook. All right, now, make these count. It's all about how hard you do it, okay? So punch, punch, hook, hook. Now, as you do it, my punches are straight, are sideways, sorry, the crossover, and my hook, I'm actively stopping. So you can go as fast as you want, as slow as you want. But when you do this kind of cardio kickboxing in a way, you're using your muscles in different ways because you're the one that's actually putting the force in and then stopping that force. So you're using different muscles. Yes. And like I said, you can always just be here. It's still just as effective. Here we go, here we go. Get your rhythm down. Believe me, sometimes the rhythm is not there. I totally get it. All right, hey, drop it on down. We're gonna do a glute bridge. Grab some weights. Feet are shoulder width apart. Whoop, bring it down. Drive those hips up. Okay, so my hips are in line with my knees. Okay, now I'm gonna take those weights overhead, palms are together, and I'm just gonna bend right there at my elbows and bring it up. So I'm holding this glute bridge and I'm doing a skull crusher is what it's called. Now don't actually drop these weights on your head. Okay, BrittanyKingLiveWorkouts is not liable for that. But bring them down and bring them up. So we're working on those triceps. In addition, you know how I said more bang for your buck here. We're in this glute bridge, so I'm squeezing my booty bum. So I'm working those glutes and I'm also working those quads. All right, so here we go, here we go. You might notice your heart rate gets a little bit more elevated when you do a full body move. Yes, here we go. Breaking those muscles down. Yes, we are. And then we're going to restore them. Yes, we will, because your body will. Hey, we're doing a plank right now, so drop it on down. Okay, so you're going to be in a modified plank. Hands are under my shoulders. I'm going to take one single dumbbell. I'm going to push it forward, bring it back. Switch it. Push it forward, bring it back. Switch. If you don't have a dumbbell, tap it forward. Tap it forward. Or if you really want to get crazy, bring it on up into a regular plank. Drive those heels to the wall. All right? Squeeze that belly in and actively squeeze those glutes. All right? Planks are so good for us. They work pretty much everything. Okay? But don't get discouraged. Planks are hard and you have to work on them. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. As you're doing this, as you're shifting your weight from one side to the other, don't let it shift too much, okay? The biggest thing is you want to make sure that you're not moving your body, that it's staying in the same spot over and over again. Awesome, we're going back to the top. Reverse lunge with a bicep curl and an upright row. Oh, I'm gonna pick some bigger weights though. Heck yeah. Here we go. Feet are shoulder width apart. Remember, we're doing that railroad, not a tight rope. Railroad. Choo, choo. Here we go. Back. Bring it up, upright row. Here we go. Now, as you're going back, like I said, going back, I'm looking down to make sure that my knee is still driving over my toe. We still don't want it to knock in. We want it to be out. Okay? Knees are very important. We don't want to mess with them, right? Here we go. Here we go. As you're doing this, squeeze those biceps. Bring it up just shoulder height. Make sure those shoulders aren't up to your ears though. Back and forth. Yes. Awesome work. Okay, we're doing those cross punches and those hooks. Remember, you're crossing, crossing, hooking, hooking. Keep those hooks up, okay? Not down here, up. You can jump it, you can step it. Okie dokie. Smoky pokey. Yes, I'm bringing it back. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, hook, hook, jab, jab, hook, hook. How fast can you go? Right here. You can exhale every single time you do it. Make sure these punches count. Right there. Don't just willy-nilly do it. No. Make them count. Get out some aggression. Yeah. Believe me, I'm sure there's something building up. That's why exercising is so important. You can get out aggression, some stress. Yes, awesome. Glute bridge, drop it down. Here we go. Grab me those dumbbells, feet shoulder width apart. Drop it on down. Drive that booty bump up. Touch it, make sure it's working. Bring those hands up. Palms are facing each other. We're going to go down and bring it up. Down, bring it up. Remember, 90 degrees is what you're aiming for those elbows. This is too much for you, take that glute bridge out. Okay? If not, bring it up there, right? Like I said, we want to amp this up. We want to see what our full potentials are because, get ready for it, you are stronger than you think. Yes, you are. And you know what? There is no growth in that comfort zone. Oh, heck no, there's not. You know what there is, though? There is growth when you're not in your comfort zone. Like I said, if we don't push ourselves, we don't know what we're capable of. Hey, plank, drop it down. Grab me a plank with a dumbbell. So, hands underneath our shoulders. You can be down here in a modified plank or up. Drive those feet or those heels back, okay? Back and forth right here. Make sure you're not shifting your weight. Right here, right here. Belly button is in as we go back and forth. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, strength training is so important. You know how you want that body composition change? Guess where you get it? Strength training. Amping up your weights is where you're going to get it. You want to increase your metabolism? Hey-oh, strength training. But why, oh why, Brittany, is strength training important? Well, when your body's breaking down those muscles and rebuilding them or restoring them, it takes a whole lot of calories. Yes, it does. Back to the top. In addition, guess what else it does? In order to keep those lean muscles, your body has to burn a lot of calories. You're welcome. Okay? So, strength train and amp it up. There's one thing I'm all about, it's bring it up. Okay, alternating. Back. Bring it up. Give me an upright row. Here we go. Yes. Right here. Squeeze those biceps back and forth. Railroad it. Yep. Here we go. Here we go. Last round. You got it. Yes, you do. Okay. Got to stick with me. You started. Got to finish strong. Think about how you're going to feel afterwards. It's always what I do. When I think, oh, this is kind of hard, think about, oh, how am I going to feel afterwards? I guarantee you're going to feel amazing. Yes, you will. You say it with me. Yes, I will, Brittany. Here we go. Cross, cross, hook, hook, cross, cross, hook, hook. Fast or slow, make them count. Yes, you can. Remember, don't willy-nilly it. You want to act like you're punching somebody. I mean, and if somebody might be there, you can totally just give a little arm punch. Brian is here. I was totally give him a little boop. Okay, hey, drop it down. We're going to do those glute bridges. Feet are shoulder width apart. Bring it on down. Bring those hips up. Squeeze those glutes. Palms are facing each other. We're going down. Bringing it up and squeezing. Down. Bring it up and squeeze. Yes. Our triceps have 3 muscles. We are working them. Nobody wants that extra wave. You know what I'm talking about when you wave and your skin keeps waving. No. So here's where we're at. We're changing that body composition. We're building those muscles. Right here, right here. Breathe. Nice work. Bring it down. Last move. 30 seconds. Yes, you can. Don't you dare say no, you can't, because you can. Okay? Yep. Here we go. Here we go. Up. Push those heels back. We're going to go forward, back. Switch. Forward, back. Give it to me. 30 more seconds. Forward, back. Right here. Forward, back. Yes. Right there, right there. Give me 15 seconds. Yes, you can. Belly is in. Pushing away. Or you're tapping. Yes, yes. Give me 2 more. 1 and 2. Hey-oh. You have earned and deserve your cool down. Yes, you have. Lay on down. Here we go. Hands up overhead. Woo! Point those toes. Bring those hands out into a T. Bring up to a tabletop and bring it over to the left. Ooh, spinal rotations are so good for your back, especially if you sit at a computer all day. Spinal rotations are amazing, okay? Also really good for your digestive tract. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, fiber is too, but these are too. okay? Bring it on up to the center. Lay it to the side. Pull that leg so that ankle against your booty bump, and go ahead and drive that hip forward right there. And then we're going to do the other side. Now, make sure that knee is in line with that other leg. Here we go. Lay down, ankle, pull it against your bum bum, pull it forward right there. Oh, yes. Here we go. Here we go. Love how I feel after I do a workout. And I hope you guys love how you feel after you do a workout too, because you deserve it. You really do. If we don't focus on ourselves, push it forward. If we don't focus on ourselves, nobody else will. And if we don't feel good, then you know who suffers? We suffer, and then the people around us, they don't suffer, but we don't give them our all. So when we feel good, it's so much better for everyone, including yourself, okay? And you deserve that. You really do. Give me a thumbs up, push it forward. Push it back. Yes, yes. I know one thing, if I don't work out, my kids go, Mom, did you work out today? Because when I don't work out, I'm not patient. When I don't work out, I don't feel good. When I don't work out, I very irritable. Okay, bring that right arm out, okay? So I'm telling you, it is so important that even if it's not strength training, that you do something, some sort of movements in for your day, okay? It helps with the mind, it helps with the body. Here we go, here we go. Whew. And if anybody wants to join me, I do 3 live workouts a week. Yes, I do. Curl the toes under, sit them up and back. I do 3 live workouts a week, but I also record them for your viewing because I know everyone's busy. I would love to have you join me. I would. I charge right now. If you sign up until the end of this weekend, I will give you my locked-in rate of $25 a month. Okay, because in January it's going to go up to $35 a month, and I would love to have you guys join me. All right, and I want to say thank you so much for joining BrittanyKingLiveWorkouts.com. I will put a link in the description on how to sign up. If not, just find me. Okay, just DM me, any of that. All right, and I'm going to turn this over to Kaylee, so we can make sure you grab your pencils and paper, and so you can learn about some of these healthy hacks for the holidays. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Woo! Oh my gosh, that workout got me sweating. I'm so glad I was not trying to look good for this because I'm a hot mess, but that was amazing. I loved it. Looks like our participants loved it too. So thanks so much for everyone who showed up for the workout portion. Yes, amazing workout. I totally agree. I have, again, I always have a whiteboard that no one can see, but it doesn't matter, so it's okay. Okay, guys, so let's get this party started with our holiday health hacks. Let's talk about the holidays. Now, take a moment, get a drink of water, and like Brittany said, do get a pencil and paper or something to take notes because there's a lot of information and value packed in this, and I have no way to present it to you other than verbally. So in order to get your best learning, you really should write it down. And the other thing I'm going to ask you to do is please comment and participate in the live. That's one of the best ways to increase your memorization and increase your learning is to engage with it. So if I ask a question, if you could just drop a comment, drop something, I would love to see your guys' responses, okay? I'm gonna get my notes up. Yeah, do make sure to drink your water because that was a good workout. I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Yes, I hardly ever do home workouts. I always say I don't do them because it makes me have to clean my floors more because I freak out about how like dirt on the floor if I'm working out on it. But I live in a tiny little apartment, guys. Okay, we got to make do with what we got. Okay, so I'm gonna get this party started with why we struggle during the holidays. You could see I have a mumble jumble of words, but can you see this shape here? Looks like a funnel, right? We got a funnel going on. So I'm going to describe some of these problems and why they kind of funnel into disaster mode. So I asked some of you guys last week, what were your biggest struggles when it comes to holiday eating, when it comes to maintaining your nutrition and fitness during the holidays. So I would love to know, for those of you who haven't told me, drop a comment. What's your biggest struggle with eating during the holidays or with maintaining a fitness routine? Drop a comment in the live so I can engage with you. Some of the ones that I received were wanting to eat everything, which I totally can relate to, not being able to stop. Unwelcome comments from friends and family that are maybe commenting on, you know, changes or eating habits or whatever. We got chocolate chip cookies, totally agree there. It's my vice. Wanting everything, totally. And also having a lot of sweets, right? We're surrounded by sweets all season long. For Haley, she says, just saying, I'll start when the holidays are over. Yes, totally. It's hard to maintain rather than just saying, oh, screw it, I'm just going to wait until New Year's. Sweets during the holidays, totally. Okay, thank you guys so much for your comments here. Yes, I agree, Christy. Everyone always tells me to indulge and I can deal with it in January. Yeah, I totally. So these are common things, right? Like, we all seem to struggle with them, and it's understandable. So what are the things that are going on during the holidays? Well, there's a lot of events, and there's going to be a lot of parties, right? And when we go to these parties, we're more likely to overindulge at a social outing, because they usually don't happen that much. But during the holidays, these are happening every week, sometimes twice a week, even more than that. And if we're overindulging at every single occurrence, we're not really doing it in moderation, right? We're losing our concept of moderation and balance there. Second, when we do go to these social events and parties, what's usually there? Is it usually a salad bar and a bunch of fruits and vegetables and lean protein? Hardly. We're all bringing sweet treats. We're all bringing appetizer trays, and they're fantastic, and I want you to enjoy them. However, when we're looking at the balance, 90% comfort foods that are higher in sugar, higher in fat, and usually lower in protein, and we have only 10% of our good building blocks, healthy foods, lean proteins, and fruits and vegetables, we're not going to get exactly what we want out of that, right? Again, we're losing our concept of balance. What else is going on during the holiday season? Well, it's winter. And I don't know about y'all, but it is getting cold out there. And I kind of go into a hibernation mode. I don't want to move around as much. I'm cold. I'd rather just kind of cuddle up and stay inside. It's sometimes even hard to get into the car to go to the gym because I might be digging through some snow, right? So we're much less likely to move our bodies, as well as we've sometimes lost our motivation. In the beginning of the year, we have New Year's resolutions. Then in the summer, we're getting ready for summer bods. And then it kind of goes into this fall, winter, fall off track, just wait until next year, right? So we're losing motivation. And finally, I don't know about y'all, but the holidays, although they are super fun and exciting, they can also be very stressful. There's a lot of things that are all going on at the same time. Families in town, events are happening, people are graduating, birthdays are still going on, and we can get very overwhelmed. And us as Americans, we don't typically have good stress management techniques. So our stress is going to come out in an unhealthy way. We could eat because we're bored, we could eat to relax, we could be having a glass of wine every single night because we're too stressed, or something of that sort, right? So instead of having good stress management techniques, because we don't have those established, our stress is coming out in negative ways. So you can kind of see how everything I've mentioned here, the stress, the busyness, the cold outside, the parties, the comfort foods, these are all going to lead down to overeating and under-exercising. And that's kind of what health is all about, guys, is eating right, not eating less, eating right, and exercising more, moving our bodies more. So we need to kind of address these problems and look at how we can strategically fix those without skipping out on any of the fun stuff, okay? That's a big, big, important pillar of my practice, is that we don't do fad diets here. We don't do super restrictive calories. We're going to enjoy everything the holidays have to offer without losing our healthy habits, okay? So let's kind of talk about some things that we do that don't work, because I don't want you guys to fall into these traps. Very common. You've probably done it before. You might catch yourself doing it now, but it's okay. We're going to identify it, and then we're going to change it. So what's one thing that you can do or what's one thing that people often do to try to avoid overindulging during the holidays? I can tell you from experience that I have given myself a diet or food rules so that instead of having to say no to food, I wouldn't even have to deal with the choice. I can just say I can't. So I would go to parties, there'd be fried foods, blah, blah, blah foods, whatever. Oh, I can't do that. I'm not eating those foods, or I'm on such and such diet, right? But this doesn't usually work out in our favor. It usually goes one of two ways. Either you do stick to that rule, super restrictive rule, and you don't really have a fun time. You can't really enjoy any of the things that other people are enjoying. You're feeling jealous, your cravings are kicking in, and you kind of just go feeling unsatisfied. Or two, you do give up on your rule. You tend to overindulge because you have restricted yourself for so long, and now you're finally letting yourself have it. And then you feel super guilty and not great about yourself, right? And that's not the mentality we want to have. So that's something I don't want you guys to do. Don't walk into the holiday parties and all the festivities with all these food rules thinking that it's going to save you and keep you eating perfectly healthy, because it won't. What's something else that we do? The Last Supper mentality. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this concept, but it's actually from the intuitive eating principles. And the Last Supper mentality goes a little something like this. I want to eat a giant Thanksgiving meal. I don't want to have to hold back on anything. So I'm going to starve myself for the entire day before, maybe even multiple days before, to save up on calories so I can overindulge at Thanksgiving dinner or whatever the holiday is. Now, this mentality has actually been researched to create binge and restrict cycles, right? I restrict, can't have anything, and then I binge. I overeat. I overconsume maybe what I would have normally done anyway, because my emotions are so high and my cravings are so high. And then I go back into a restrict mode because I can't just keep eating normally. I overindulged. I have to restrict again. So this can lead into some very disordered eating patterns, and another structure that I don't want you guys to follow going into the holiday season here, okay? I want you to eat balanced meals, even if you have a giant Thanksgiving dinner. I want you to eat a balanced meal the next day. I want you to enjoy it and not feel like you have to work off your turkey. It's not something you have to do. We work out because we enjoy it, because it helps us build our strength and for our long-term health, not because we're punishing ourselves, okay? Finally, excuse me, we sometimes can have a negative self-value, and this can come out in the way that we treat ourselves, okay? I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but sometimes when we're feeling not so great about ourselves, maybe we put on some COVID pounds, maybe it's whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. But we'll say, I'm so far behind. What is the point of trying? What is the point? It's so hard during the holidays. I have all the cards stacked against me. I'm just giving up. And that's not the way I want you to treat yourselves, guys, because you are valuable. You are deserving of treating yourself well, right? It's actually an act of self-love when we take care of ourselves in this way. When we do our fitness, like Brittany was saying, it makes her happier. It makes her treat her family better. She shows up 100% for the people that she loves. That's the same thing that we can do with our nutrition, okay? So those are some mindsets that I want you to avoid. They either come from scarcity, from binging or restricting, or from a negative self-value. So we can see how this is all kind of relating back to mindset, all right? So what can we do that will work? Let's talk about those strategies. They're not going to be a quick fix, but they are going to work. So take out your pens and your paper. This is what you want to write down. We need to start with mindset. Thanks, Brittany. It always starts with mindset, guys. If your mind is not in the game, if your heart is not behind what you're doing, number one, you're not going to stick to it. And number two, you're not going to enjoy it. And enjoyment is actually a very important piece in habit building and keeping. So the first mindset I want you to have is I want you to treat yourself like you would treat your little kiddo or like your best friend. I'm not a mom myself, but I can only imagine. I would never, ever my child for messing up, right? Yet we find ourselves doing that to us in the mirror all the time. I would never tell my child, you had way too much, you need to cut it out or something like that, right? Of course, we can have balance, but we don't need to chastise or make fun of or talk in a negative way to them. I want you to treat yourself the same way. I want you to tell yourself you are valuable, you are worthy of taking care of yourself, and you can enjoy it at the same time. Secondly, I want you to move from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. This might sound like I'm talking a lot of spiritual mumbo jumbo, but really it's quite applicable. So when we're in a scarcity mindset, we're thinking, if I have this, I can't have that. If I do this, I cannot do that. If I overeat this day, I don't get to eat the next day. Or if I didn't work out all year, I don't deserve to start a new workout routine. I'm just going to give up and wait until the new year. This all comes from a scarcity mindset, guys. We don't need to hesitate. You can start making healthy choices literally today when you get off of this live today. Julie says, sorry, I FaceTimed you. Forgot you were being a girl boss. Thanks, Jay. So I want you to move into that abundant mindset, guys. You need to believe that you can have a healthy lifestyle and enjoy it, because that is possible. We just need to think about it in a different way. It's all about our perception, okay? And third, this is going to be a tried and true, but I want you to have balance. I don't want you to skip out on any of the fun treats that come with the holiday season. However, I do want you to bring balance into your plate or your lifestyle, your fitness routine, whatever it is, okay? So we're going to talk about some applicable ways that you guys can do that throughout these next couple of weeks and months. All right? So what does this look like in action? What do these mindsets actually look like when we're out there doing them? Here's a couple of tips that I have learned in my experience. Hear me out here. So when we go to, let's start with the holiday parties, right? Everyone's bringing a dish. It's like a big potluck, you know. I already know that 10 or all of the people will bring a dessert or an appetizer or a sandwich tray or something. So I'll be the one to bring the healthy dish. I'll be the one to bring the fruit tray. I'll be the one to bring veggie pinwheels or some nice lean proteins with deli meats or something like that, or some big chicken wings or something along those lines, because I already know all that other fun stuff is going to be there, right? Because that's what we normally bring. So be the person to bring the healthy dish to the event. Not only will everyone think you're like high heaven, not that that's the most important. However, it does bring you an opportunity to bring balance into what you're eating that day. For example, every time my friends and I meet up for pizza, I bring salad because it's easy and I know there's going to be pizza there already. So I bring the salad and then I can enjoy both components and have a healthy meal. Okay, so again, fruits, veggies, lean proteins. These are the things that you're going to want to bring to the event that usually people don't bring, and they can help you have a balanced plate. Secondly, I want you to use the plate method. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the plate method. It's something that we teach to our clients in the hospitals, but basically the plate method looks, if I had a big pie here, right? Big pie chart. Half my plate, fruits and veggies. A quarter of my plate, lean protein. And then the remaining quarter of your plate, usually we talk about, yes, perfect. I love it. Thank you. Usually it can be dairy or something like that. But considering this is the holiday season, I'm going to say 25% of your plate, whatever you want. Go all out, treats, you know, fried goodies, whatever it is. Quarter of your plate. Okay? So when you are going across, let's say, the food table, I don't want you to go grazing. We do that a lot, right? Julie says mashed potatoes. You bet, baby. You bet. However, I want you to build a plate every single time you go. Even if you go for seconds, you could totally do that. But bring your plate and build it off of that component. If you want seconds on dessert, I would encourage you to have a fruit or vegetable with it. However, just go up there and put it on a quarter of your plate and not more. A lot of the time, we pile up the food because it looks really delicious and beautiful, and really we're eating with our eyes, and our eyes are much hungrier than our stomach, so we overserve ourselves and then we tend to overeat. Okay, so when you're doing this, even at home, y'all, build your plate. Use the plate method. It can be very, very helpful. I'll drop that in a comment when I'm done here, what the plate proportions are. And finally, desserts, candy, treats. I love them. I think they're fantastic. Don't leave them sitting around your house 24/7, okay? It's like putting a toy in front of a kid and saying they can't play with it. It's a little bit ridiculous how we tempt ourselves. I know they look beautiful, and if you want to have one out as like a decoration or whatever, I guess you can, you know, go at it. But this is really just a constant temptation that we have to fight. And our willpower is finite. This has been studied. Our willpower is finite. We can't constantly make the right decision and never, ever indulge. That's not how our brains are wired, okay? So I highly encourage you, don't have candy and desserts out all the time. You can still have them, but when you do have them, you're getting it out of the cabinet, out of the fridge, and serving yourself on a plate rather than grazing, okay? For example, I don't know if my dad's still watching this, but I know that we are both a fan of the peanut M&Ms that sit out in the jars all season long. It's really easy to just eat those all day. I would encourage you rather to get those little portion-sized snack baggies and pre-portion them out so you actually know how much you're eating. I'm not saying you can't have them, but I want you to know how much you're eating. That way, when I go to have a snack, I would say I really want peanut M&Ms. I'm grabbing my one snack pre-portioned bag, and I stop after that. It's just like with chips, guys. We open the bag of chips, we can graze it all day long, eat the whole bag. We can do the same things with candy. So pre-portion it. You'll save yourself a lot of strife and a lot of willpower. Okay. Secondly, let's move on to some fitness strategies. It's hard to stay committed to our fitness routines in the winter, guys. I don't deny that. I don't deny that I struggle with it too. However, I do want us to have patterns in place so that we're not falling off track, not only for our health, but I gotta agree with Brittany. When I am consistently exercising, I do have better mental health. It is one great stress management technique. So we need to acknowledge that and put patterns in place so that we can maintain those habits. Okay. So number one, yes, it does suck to work out in the cold. I'm not saying you have to, but it does suck. So you need to plan your exercises so that you either, one, don't have to be cold, either go to the gym, work out at home, or if you're going out for a walk, bundle up, go with a friend, whatever you want to do. But to be committed to it, please plan it in your calendar. Please treat it like you're going to a doctor's appointment. You're showing up for the doctor so that you can maintain your health. You're showing up for your exercise routine so you can maintain your health. We should be treating them with the same amount of respect and accountability. That's how I get my workouts done. I plan them in my calendar and I treat it like I'm arriving to an appointment. So I need to be there on time and I need to be prepared. Okay? So I, of course, get some appropriate clothes for the winter so you don't have to be uncomfortable. Like if you're going on a walk, you know, get some gloves, get a jacket on, get a beanie on, whatever. Or if you're going from your house to another exercise location, double up. I put on my leggings, and when it's really cold out, I put on a pair of like sweatpants or some other warm pants over that so I can stay warm and not hurt myself. For example, after you're done working out, you do need to stay warm, okay? So these are very simple and easy things that you can do, but guys, you just gotta get it pre-done. I'm saying get out your clothes beforehand, put your workout in your calendar beforehand, and also write down your progress. This is something that's incredibly motivating for our fitness routines, okay? Now, I did talk about stress management. Working out is one way that we can manage stress. It's not the only way. I do want you to work out to help with overall mental health, but we need to have other techniques to help manage our stress so we are dealing with it in a healthy way rather than an unhealthy way. What does this look like? Obviously, I already said exercising can be one of them. You can also do journaling. It's very therapeutic. You can do meditation. There's a meditation app on most phones. You can also do yoga. My sister's been doing yoga daily, just this quick 10-minute thing. It doesn't have to be super long. You can also practice mindfulness. There are techniques online or there are phone apps for this. And finally, if you enjoy reading or doing some sort of leisure activity like that, I do encourage you to do that. I do encourage you to do it without a screen if possible. sitting around watching TV doesn't actually really help us deal with our stress that much. Neither does scrolling on our phone. In fact, these can actually lead to increased stress rather than decreased. So I really want you guys to put the technology aside, unless it's like calm music or you're using it to see your yoga or whatever you want to do. But having that time away from the screens can really help us deal with our stress. And finally, very important tip throughout the winter, y'all, we need to keep up our water intake. I know it's cold. I know it's not as relieving to drink water in the winter, but you gotta keep up your water intake. Not only does being thirsty kind of confuse your brain, you might think you're hungry sometimes, but also being dehydrated can get you sick, and you don't want to be sick during the winter. So I don't care if you continue to drink cold water or if you like iced water and that works for you, that's fine. If you need a hot beverage, drink more tea. Drink some hot water with lemon. Just drink like warm beverages. Try not to avoid always having coffee because this actually takes away from hydration rather than adding to it. But whatever you need to do to get those water cups in, do it. Flavor it, add fruit, I don't care. Heat it up, whatever you need to do. But we do need to make sure that we're maintaining our water intake because it's something that we often forget in the winter. Talking about water always makes me thirsty. I don't know why. Now let's talk about we've talked about dealing with ourselves, right? What we can do for ourselves to maintain our healthy habits. But there is one glaringly difficult thing that people continue to struggle with during the holidays, and that's managing conversations with friends and family. Sometimes you see people that you haven't seen in a long time, and they are more than happy to give all of their opinions on everything you're doing. And this isn't always supportive for our fitness journeys. So I want you to go about it with a different mindset. Number one, it is okay and totally appropriate to set boundaries and stick by them. If you don't want to talk about those topics, you're totally welcome not to. It's not something that you have to discuss with everyone, especially when it can be a very emotional or personal subject. Okay, let me pull up my conversation tips so I can tell you guys how to handle these things that people can say. Sometimes people will be like, oh, are you on such and such diet, or are you doing this and that, rather than something supportive. Or sometimes it can feel accusatory. And rather than having to feel like you have to qualify that statement, you really don't. You can just say, no, I'm just making healthy choices for myself. It makes me feel great. So we're putting a positive spin on it. We're getting ourselves away from diet this, diet that. What are you cutting out? How many pounds have you lost? That's not really the best topic of discussion. I'm making healthy choices for myself because it makes me feel great, right? If you are getting comments about how much you're eating or something along those lines, I would encourage you to, again, don't take it personally. A lot of times people are just saying things to say things, and they aren't really considering the consequences or the repercussions of it. But I would just try to divert the conversation. If you're, sitting down, eating your plate, enjoying all your desserts because you can, because you've known how to eat in a balanced method, and someone makes a comment about it, you say, yeah, whoever made this, it was delicious. Or you can totally change the topic and say, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. How are things in your life lately? Putting the ball back in their court, right? So we don't always have to deal with these things that people say. I mean, really, it's setting boundaries. And that's totally okay. It's not something that people often do, but it is very helpful and appropriate. And then finally, sometimes we get into this kind of, I don't want to call it diet culture, but it kind of is diet culture way of talking when we say, oh, I am so fat after I eat all that food. I'm going to gain 10 pounds. I have to work off all those calories. I would highly, highly encourage you to avoid saying things like this. And if other people say them, again, try to divert the conversation. This continues to build I don't know what the word would be, a society or a perception around the holidays that there's no way to be healthy during them, that inherently gaining weight during the holidays, which is very normal, is a bad thing. And it just kind of creates this negative and not very positive mindset around viewing our bodies as good or bad, okay? So I would highly encourage you to avoid saying these types of things to yourself, to others. If other people say them to you, change the topic, because it's just not helpful for anyone on their nutrition and fitness journey. Okay? So again, this does come back to mindset, y'all. I hope I have portrayed that to you today. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to say here. But as we close off here, I want you to tell me in the comments, what is something that you are incredibly excited for this holiday season? Tell me in the comments. I want to read them so we can have a positive note on our way out today. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. With your fitness routine, get an accountability partner. It is so helpful, y'all. I got to say, just being on camera and being live doing this workout today, I was like, oh man, this is keeping me accountable. I better stay on time, on track. And if you need help with that, that's what we do in my Facebook group, Curve Fit Academy. We have Monday goal setting. We have challenges. We have goal check-ins where we actually do check in. What's the update? Did you achieve your goal or did you not? And what are you going to change so that you do achieve it? So this is really important for keeping up our fitness routines in the winter and over the holiday season. So if you need any accountability or support, our Facebook group is linked in this event. If you scroll down to the bottom. Okay, let's see what people's holiday excitement is all about. My kids come in the day after Christmas. Totally love it. Planning our office Christmas party this year. That would be super fun. Ooh, my kids coming over after Thanksgiving, I hope, says Dad. I will be there. It's kind of hard when your family keeps around. Well, again, thank you guys so much for coming on and spending some time with us today. I totally enjoyed it. I had a great workout. I think that Brittany is an awesome teacher. So again, if you want any accountability or support, our Facebook group is linked in the event. If you want the replay, it'll be posted there as well. Brittany, do you have any closing comments?
Yes. Oh, just thank you so much for all your tips, Kaylee. I really appreciate it. Honestly, I loved every single thing that you said. And it is so funny. If you were to ask any of my members, they'd be like, oh my gosh, is that Brittany talking? Because I totally hit on all of these things because I agree 100% with all of that stuff. And mindset is so important. Fitness is so important, and nutrition is so important for everyone. And I love your accountability aspect of it, and all of our goal setting and everything in her Facebook page. So if you want to, like she said, if you want to join the Facebook page, her Facebook page, definitely join that. And if you want an accountability partner, I am your girl. I check in on all my members every single week. Let me just tell you, you're going to get a text message or an email or a Facebook message. And I check in to see how everyone's doing. So thank you again so much for coming and sticking with us. And